Please be seated. Welcome to the 2019 New Student Convocation. My name is Kevin Finn, and I serve as Dean of Students here at Lawrence Tech. It brings me great pleasure to see many of our dedicated and accomplished faculty, staff, and alumni to come together and celebrate for this special event today. More importantly, I'm most privileged to extend a sincere welcome to our parents and family, and to our newest students, or the class we like to refer to as the graduating class of 2023. So remember that, 2023 when you graduate. This convocation event marks the official beginning of the 2019-2020 academic year, although you have completed your first 2 weeks. And it's one that will be filled with excitement, intellectual challenge, and the pursuit of knowledge by all of us who are members of the Lawrence Tech Learning community. Through this ceremony today, we extend our camaraderie, friendship, and our sincerest welcome to you, our newest members of the Lawrence Tech family. We've come together to share in our university's heritage, embracing our values, and become inspired by the opportunities that all of us will have to learn together this year at the university. Our whole leadership team here at the university extends its sincerest welcome. And with that, I have now the pleasure and honor of introducing our president, Dr. Modgill. Yes, you can do it again, that's fine. Dr. Modgill has served as the 7th president of Lawrence Tech since 2012. Before that, he was Senior Vice President and Provost at Oakland University from 2001 to 2012. He was a professor of biological sciences and chaired their biological sciences department. Dr. Modgill also grew up in India as a transition to independence from British rule. He received his PhD in zoology biochemistry from Banaras Hindu University, the top university in India. His doctoral studies brought him to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota for a 3-year fellowship in endocrine research. He's also a graduate of Harvard's Institute for Educational Management. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Modgill.
Thank you, Dean Finn. Good morning. I bring greetings to all of you from the historic and legendary Lawrence Institute of Technology and all those who belong and are participants. So greetings and welcome to our new students particularly. Let me congratulate our students first on the wisdom of their decision to join LTU, community of involved, active, and accomplished learners. And let me also welcome many distinguished guests who are here, parents, colleagues, alumni, faculty and staff, supporter of our university, and those who are friends and admirer of our students and special honoree. Thank you all for being here with us. This new student convocation marks the official opening of the Lawrence Technological University's 2019-2020 academic year. A year of fresh, new beginning and new ways of looking at our ever-changing world. This fall marks the 87th anniversary year of founding of Lawrence Technological University. It started as LIT on September 6, 1932. Lawrence Institute of Technology opened with its first class of several hundred students. It is hard to imagine a less promising time to launch a new enterprise during what historians generally agree were the bleakest months of the worst economic year of the Great Depression. L2U founder Russell Lawrence, supported by those members of his families and a band of stalwart faculty, brave face the future. Michigan's unemployment rate was pushing 50% at that time when we started at a time like that. Nearly 250 banks were closed, wiping out the savings, life savings of thousands of depositors. Our state's automobile industry, for which we are known, were producing less than 25% of the output that they had achieved in 1929. But despite all this, it just goes to show the power of a good idea. Russell Lawrence, our founder, his rare formula included evening classes for working students and a hands-on real-world experimental education that included both theory and practice, which our current students will be experiencing. It soon captured the imagination of hundreds and then thousands more. Key among them were Henry Ford and his son Edsel, who offered our school a suitable building at the edge of their manufacturing complex in Highland Park, which was famous as the birthplace of a modern assembly line and former home of Model T. It provided an amazing incubator for showcasing the world of work and creative problem solving. In the 80 years since, nearly 40,000 men and women have graduated from Lawrence Tech. Tens of thousands more have come for individual classes without graduation. We are proud that so many have achieved so much in their profession and communities. Now, alumni-led companies and organizations have provided a livelihood for millions of people, both in this country and abroad. You must know that we have 45 countries represented in our student body today. The high quality of technological education you are about to participate in, enriched with liberal arts, is demanding and challenging. I want to assure our students that we, the faculty, staff, and administrators of LTU, believe in you and in the effort that you will put forth to achieve your goals. The Brookings Institution and other independent measures tell us that your new university is among the most successful in all of America in providing you with the attributes that will prepare you for challenging, rewarding, and high-paying occupations. Today, you join a university with a great and proud history. Well, in addition to the platform party, among them a number of guests are also here to honor our students and to help them celebrate. So we are pleased to welcome the Honorable Ed Zelnick, City Attorney for Lincoln Park and Southgate, as well as law professor at Wayne State University. Ramesh Verma, Councilman of the City of Novi. Mr. Verma is joined by his wife, Usha. Pierre Bayer, co-owner of Eurotrade Group. Mr. Bayer is also joined by his wife. Robert Whaling, attorney at Clark Hill. Mr. Whaling is joined by his wife as well, Catherine. Terry Rode, city planner for the city of Southfield. And we have Ashok Gupta, cardiologist for Henry Ford's health system. We had with us also a great friend of Lawrence Tech, Mr. Henny Baskin of Baskin Law Firm. Debbie Keith, daughter of late, very important, Debbie Keith, daughter of late great U.S. Circuit Court Judge Damon Keith. And from our Board of Trustees, Elizabeth Howell, and our Board Chair, Doug Ebert. Ladies and gentlemen, LTU is a private university operating for public good, and it is focused on offering an engaged educational experience involved in problem-solved, problem-based learning. This approach is possible due to the efforts of our committed faculty who have dedicated their lives to learning and teaching. I ask that our faculty in the audience please rise and be recognized. Thank you. To our new students, your faculty will provide the real-world, exciting research that you can engage in, activities that move theory into practice. The student mentorship and faculty guidance are among LTU's great differentiators, among other institutions. And this year, LTU is home to students from 45 countries, as I said earlier. Today is the culmination of Lawrence Tech's 7th Global Village project. Our international student body and community and the U.S. student families participate in the leadership of Associate Provost Lisa Cuava and Dean Kevin Finn, and in partnership with faculty and staff. This group has immersed special activities over the past several years. Their experience, the Global Village experience, evolved in a new friendship and exploration of diversity in religion, in culture, institutional global connections, and opportunities, which will help our future graduates from this group. The highlight of the Global Village is great privilege to present the university's Global Citizen Award. This award recognizes individuals who now show character, leadership, international experience to address global issues promoting global understanding among people, communities, and organizations worldwide. This year, we honor Jean-Melibé Bacquart, the Honorary Consul of France. We are delighted that the consul is joined by his family, including his wife, Mada. Please stand if you are in the audience. Be recognized. Thank you. And daughter Sarah? Yes. And son Alexandra. Kausal, would you please join me on the lectern? Right here, while I read. Mr. Malawi Bacquart was appointed French Honorary Consul in Michigan in June 2017. Like his predecessors, Robert Whaling, who is here, and Pascal Gaucher, he holds France consulates at Clark Hill PLC, a 125-year-old international law firm headquarters in downtown Detroit. Since 2018, he has served as executive partner of A&A LLC, an intellectual property law firm based in Chicago. Mr. Malawi Bacquart retired from Chrysler in 2008 after a 40-year career in the automotive world spanning 4 continents and most areas of business from finance to manufacturing and from international operation to engineering. He was active in major industry events that we all heard or read about. For example, such as 1979 acquisition of American Motors by Renault. In 1980, initiation of Beijing Jeep in China. In 81, robotization in Renault factories in Dubai and Flins in France. In 85, reorganization of Renault by mission platforms versus traditional functional areas, which improve vehicle improvement, protocol that dramatically shortened the time from concept to the market of Dodge Viper. In 1991, Chrysler V10 Epic, the first electric vehicle to be fully certified for sale in modern era. In 1993, improvement at Chrysler Laboratory, which earned Auburn Hills the best technological center in the world. Mr. Malawi Bacquart has also been involved in professional organizations like U.S. Advanced Battery Consortium and the Electric Power Research Institute, as well as Detroit area pre-college engineering program, the FIRST Robotics. He holds 2 patents and has written several articles. He holds a degree in business law from University of Paris, Pantheon of Sorbonne, and an MBA from INSEAD, the Institute European Administration Affairs, which is French for European Institute of Business Administration, regarded as one of the best business schools in the world. He holds a master's degree in engineering from École Spéciale Mécanique et Électronique in Paris. I'm sharpening my French. His early schooling and experiences are global, connected to Mali, Vietnam, Mauritius, West Africa. As honorary consul, he provides services for French people in Michigan and Americans wanting to engage opportunities in France. Mr. Consul Malawi Bacquart, Lawrence Technological University is pleased an honor to present its 6th annual Global Citizen Award to you in recognition of your civic contributions and global leadership in technology. Congratulations.
Good morning. Let me do something first. I'm going to put a clock because when I start to speak, I have a tendency to forget for how long I speak. So if I start to be too long, they can shoot me. That's not a bad word. But they can stop me. I am not always politically correct. And in the description of my career, there is one thing that was not mentioned that may relate more to you young people. The reason why Chrysler hired me was to do the Dodge Viper. So the Dodge Viper was my baby, and some of you may know it. It's a great car. It accelerates well, it steers well, and it stops well. So, first, the clock. Second, I am very happy to be here. I'm never going to forget that date. September 7 is a date where I married my wife 37 years ago. That should not be kept against the French culture that we don't care about women, and for their anniversary, we are cheap enough to use the band of the school. Hopefully, we'll do something else after that event. Or I may not see you again. First, thank you, President Mujil, for the warm welcome. And let me offer our congratulations to the university, the faculty, the administration, the students, and their families for such a commitment to excellence and adaptation. This morning brings another step on a long journey that our common ancestors started and that we pray will persist for many generations to come. We pray for that, but there is no guarantee. It is your job to make the future happen. LTU will shape your capabilities to contribute your talents in your chosen field: engineering, architecture and design, business and information technology, natural science, liberal arts, nursing. And some of you will round up your abilities with hobbies or athletic endeavors. Different skills reinforce each other and help us to perform better. We have only to be careful of what it means for us. What is the point to run fast if we end up in a place where we don't want to be? And I was told that when I was in engineering school and I was running track, and the rugby team came and invited me to go and play with them. And they said, simple, we give you the ball and you run fast, and you don't care if there is something in your way, you go through the person. Great advice. And then the athletic director asked me to come and say, but what are you thinking? You know, if you go and play rugby, you are going to destroy your athletic career. I said, I have no athletic career. I am an injury away from retirement, and I will never be a great champion in running, in track. And he said, yeah, but all what these guys are thinking about is to go on the weekend and play in the mud, and then they have great dinner and parties, and that's just the beginning of. I said, oh, I think you just lost me. I went to the rugby team. The track team never saw me again. Now, American football is not like rugby. You need to have discipline, and it's very important. I don't say that rugby you don't need discipline, but rugby was more like for fun. Now, I don't want to give you bad habits, and then the professors are going to think, you know, we should not get a French guy to give the convocation again. This award recognizes the passion and the energy to make a positive impact on humanity through collaborative enterprise and spirit. The proposal overwhelmed me with humility and gratitude for all who helped me to get to that point. I was very impressed, you don't know Damon Keys, but I was very impressed many years ago by Debbie's father, and she's a good person in her own right. 31 years ago, I met Leroy Ritchie and his wife, who was a vice president. He was a vice president at Chrysler and general counsel. And we have been friends since then. And he always made sure that I did not get too much in trouble for what I said or what I did. In any career that you are going to have, make sure to do what I did. Be friend with the finance people, be friend with the legal people. And then focus on your customers. Everything else is just a mean. Sharing my personal experience may help you reflect on your own resilience. For the record, I do not speak for France or for Clarkhill PLC today, or for Africans from Africa, or from Africans from here, or from anybody I was ever associated with, and for whatever matter. You know, be sure that you read the disclaimer. But what did my history teach me that could be relevant to future LTU alumni in the fertile ground of technical imagination and business acumen? How can it help you harness the energy of adversity and embrace the exhilaration of accomplishment? Global citizenship stems from the idea that global rights and civic responsibilities supersede the narrower but as critical citizenship of a particular nation, state, city, class, clan, family, school of thought, and for some of us, even ourselves. All that construction of our mind that divide us and feeds the delusion of simplicity. Global doesn't mean being absolved of mundane responsibilities. To the contrary, global forces us to embrace local responsibilities and only let go of those which either don't matter or of those which do matter but for which our engagement may not make a difference, or those which divert resources from higher priorities. Individual initiative, personal responsibility, social contract, citizenship, any citizenship relates as much to delivery to the community as it relates to intent. If you don't succeed in your personal life or with the people you love, most of the rest of the success is not going to matter. There is no global state to bestow global citizenship, and the dynamics of demography always shuffle the deck. In 100 years, some forecast that Africa may count for half of humanity. Whatever you look around here and all of those flags, I don't know if it will happen. I have very often seen the forecast to be wrong. But that will change the dynamic of the world. Hopefully, human capital is going to be more important than natural resources. And hopefully, there are not some people who are going to think that they can go wipe people out and take the resources. But hopefully, it's not a reality if there are not people who fight for what they think is right. And it is always easier to speak up and to get engaged than to stay on the side and say it is not my problem until one day it becomes our problem. The US Constitution protects our right to pursue happiness. It doesn't specify what happiness is for each of us. That miracle, for me, roots America's exceptionalism. It frames the opportunity to innovate and to generate prosperity. Material success is rarely enough, but material success provides options for the people we serve and for ourselves. America's constitution may be only a few centuries old, but it birthed a nation bent to the common subjugation to laws drawn from the study of thousands of years of human history. I was born in Paris from loving folks who knew their history, their family history over centuries, who acknowledged it did not make them better or worse than anybody else who didn't. Who were grateful for their identity, who respected the rest of the world, and who strongly believed in one God or something above all of us, but were wary of absolute definitions, ideologies, or churches, temples, or mosques. One of the fascinating things is the two families I came from did not know each other. They were thousands and thousands of miles apart, but they had the same values. Circumstances got me to start elementary school in Vietnam with a Chinese caretaker who was driving a World War II American Jeep, an early sign of my destiny. No, I don't speak Mandarin, but I learned the circular movement of the thoughts that helped me years later in my business dealing with the Asian world. I was schooled in small West African villages and towns and went to Paris for higher education. If I encountered rejections anywhere through that journey, it never registered in my psyche. We welcome all criticism, fair or not. We learn from their merits or lack thereof. We use them to improve our performance and we move forward. Attitude, luck, or self-fulfilling prophecy, no matter what others may have cast me as, I always felt I belong, like I feel I belong with you today. I just regret not to have your age. That may be arranged. Experience taught me relativity and humility, and the extraordinary power of love and resilience. I hope that seeing that other people have done things to which you relate to will develop trust in yourself and love in your family. So, if you want to discuss with me after, I can tell you the rest of my speech. But for now, thank you, LTU and the students, for committing to embrace the same exigence for your life and do your part for what matters to you. Nobody is born a global citizen. People elect to try to behave like one. Nobody knows what is success in the matter or even if it is a desirable outcome. Sometimes we don't choose the fight chooses us. Then we must serve with intelligence, art, and honor. Sometimes we may encounter the opportunity to risk our lives for something worthwhile, something bigger and better than ourselves. But remember, sometimes is not every morning. I was taught that by my Japanese friend when I was in SEAD. Because I had a tendency when I was young to take any fight. It taught me to select the fight I was taking and learn from success and from defeat. So sometimes it's not every day, but when the day finds us, we must gather the inner strength and step up to that honor as we are never sure somebody else will. Thank you for the humbling honor to let me share some of my thoughts. Keep learning every day. Trust yourself. Correct your course. Celebrate your accomplishments, small and big. Embrace those who love you. You are in LTU, and it is the right place to find yourself. That right place is in your heart, and the heart of the people who love you and you love. And now that we are almost done, I can go back picking up the weeds in my yard, which was where I was when the Reinder called me and offered me to spend my anniversary day with you. And I'm really happy to have done so.
Thank you, Consul, for your inspirational words today, sharing your international experience. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the script, I want to go out a little bit to emphasize why we do Global Village, why do we have international leaders come and speak with our students. So bear with me. But before that, I want to acknowledge a great partner of Lawrence Tech, Principal Jose Torozian. Principal Torozian is the principal of the Manugian School, which is just a mile away from Lawrence Tech. So for the Consul, his service to our state and nation, improving commerce and progress toward the world, to our parents and guests and campus community, we are so grateful for your presence here and support of our students. But let me go back, why international ideas are important. Let us say one of you, and many will be CEOs and presidents of companies right in this crowd. But when you have one, chances are many people working for you are from many different countries and different cultures and languages. Your ability to succeed as a head of the company depends on how well you communicate with the people who work with you. Or you may be in a very big company here and they transfer you to France, Germany, or other place. How do you succeed in that environment if all you knew was Oakland County? That is the point. We want our students to be globally educated. They can remain rest of their life here, that's not an issue, but they have the knowledge. So that is why we celebrate our international community of learners. To our students, I look forward to seeing you on campus. And I know many of your parents, you know I'm going to call when I see there's a problem. Your faculty, staff, and I wish you very best in your college studies. Have a terrific school year. Now I present Bram Lejeune, this year's Student Government President, to say a few words. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bram Lejeune, and I'm the Acting Student Government President here at Lawrence Tech. I'm a senior in mechanical engineering and mathematics and a resident assistant over in Donley Hall. With those experiences, I can firmly say that I've had some form of an experience here on campus. I've worked with many people from diverse backgrounds and cultures, which has been a theme through all these speeches here and is very true here on our campus. And I've made lifelong friends along the way. I've gone through trials that have pushed me academically and physically in ways that I would have never imagined. However, the more I reflect on these experiences, the more I realize it's kind of what it's about here at Lawrence Tech. It's about pushing oneself to do things you would have never done and to endear where people might have faltered. And I can tell you that over the years, I've seen my fellow students push through challenges, both mentally and physically. And I can say that I felt myself doing the same. But through these trials and tribulations, we have had the resounding ability to bounce back and make it to senior year. A quote that really hits it home for me is from the original 1993 Jurassic Park film. Life finds a way. It finds a way to be difficult, to be annoying, to be incessant in its drive to get in your way. But it finds a way to endear and to emerge stronger than ever. You all will endear and emerge stronger than ever. That's what it's about here at Lawrence Tech. To become something greater than you would have ever imagined. As a fellow student and as your student government president, I wish to give you a warm welcome to LTU, and I wish you the best in your academic and professional careers. Thank you very much.
In closing, that includes you, football team. Wait a minute, guys. Guys, sit down. We're not done yet. We'll get you to the field soon enough. We invite you all to join us for the football game today. If you need tickets, parents, we have them outside here. We ask that everybody remain seated as we close out with the Lawrence Tech fight song. And let's have a great school year. Thank you.